test the green tea powder by themselves. Then we're going to put some maybe milk to make a latte. Hello my friend, welcome back to my channel. This is Miss May. On my channel I do a variety of lifestyle videos, vlog videos, morning routine videos, food review videos, and unboxing haul videos. Today's video is going to be a different video. It's going to be a green tea matcha review video. So we have 3 popular green tea matcha items that are currently in the market. So I bought the first one from Whole Foods, and this is from the brand the Sunfood difference. And this one, I think it's actually my first time seeing this. It's probably also sold in Amazon. It's probably accessible to everyone. And the second one, I bought it from the local grocery store. And I think the first time I bought this brand is actually from Costco. So this one is also very common in the market. It's sold in Amazon and also in the local grocery store. And this is from the brand Ujido. And the third one is actually from Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's actually has 2 different matcha products. One is the Matcha Latte, which is in a container. That one is more affordable, but it contains so much sugar and, you know, the milk powder or, you know, the creamer. So I personally preferred pure matcha powder. And if I want to add milk or any kinds of milk, I can add it myself. So I think it's more available, or you know, it's more inclusive to anyone who's like maybe they can't have the creamer or they don't drink regular milk, or you know, people who are like conscious about sugar intake as well. So in today's video, we're going to test out all 3 matcha items to see which one is the best. And obviously there are so many more items on the market. So if you know other items that's sold in Costco, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, Amazon, or other like grocery stores or like Sprouts, definitely comment down below. I would love to try them out. I am so addicted to green tea matcha, like either in the latte form or regular form, just because not only it has this green tea taste that's really refreshing, but also it has this earthy taste. And I also like to drink it warm, but obviously you can also make iced green tea matcha latte, which is one of my passion drink as well. Alright, so now let's get into today's taste test. So in today's video, we're going to test the green tea powder by themselves first, and then we're going to put some maybe milk to make a latte. And I think in one of my previous video, like how to make green tea matcha latte, and I think one of y'all commented that like, you know, by putting in milk, it kind of destroys some of the antioxidant, which is true. And also another thing about drinking tea and milk is that there is one type of acid. So when calcium in the milk meets that acid, it will form a non-water soluble, not like stomach acid soluble type of solid, which is not good for you. So when I drink it at the very bottom, I would just, you know, discard it. So that's how I do it. But I definitely understand the concern of adding milk or any types of milk into the green tea or any tea things. Okay, so now let's try this Sunfood difference. Okay, so the powder, ooh, it's quite strong. Prevents contamination. We're just gonna use different spoon for different ones. Okay, the powder is not very green. It's kind of like this earthy green. We're gonna put it in the first cup. This is the first one. The powder in the Ujido one is a little bit more green than the first one. The first one, the Sunfood Superfoods organic matcha powder, is kind of have this earthy tone to it. The third one is from Trader Joe's, and this one is actually like single package, which I appreciate so much because I actually bring it to work. And this one is the greenest among all 3 of them. You can actually make a very beautiful drink of green tea of this one. Alright guys, we're taking a close look of the 3 powders. As we can see, the Sunfood Superfoods organic matcha powder, it's actually not all green. This one is a little bit towards like brown color, if you can see it. And the Ujido one is kind of green. This is the Ujido one, ceremonial one. And the most green matcha powder is from Trader Joe's. Well, of course, color doesn't mean much, but just giving you an idea. So if you're making matcha for other people, like if you want it to look super pretty, like green as the package looks like, maybe choose the Trader Joe's matcha green tea powder. So the color in the three are very, very, very different. So that's the first thing different among the three different green tea matcha powder. All right, guys, now let's add some water to all of them. I can smell the green tea matcha. It actually smells pretty good. So traditionally in Japan, a bamboo whisk is used, but that takes a lot of time, and usually I live a very fast-paced life, so that's not optimal for me to just use a bamboo whisk to whisk it for forever. And I've been to different like tea shops or coffee shops that serve the organic grade non-sugary green tea latte. When the baristas use the bamboo, usually I have to wait for my drinks for a long time. So this is actually a milk frother. It's kind of like a whisk type of thing. It's a frother, but I use it to whisk my green tea. So first, let's check out the smell before I whisk it out. The Trader Joe's one smells really strong. Whew, it smells so good. As I was putting water in the Trader Joe's one, it just smells so good. And then let's see, Ujido. Okay, I can smell some, but it's not as strong as the Trader Joe's. I want to say the Trader Joe's is like fairly strong scent of smell. And let's try the Sunfoods. I've actually never tried this brand, so I'm actually excited. Okay, this one, it smells bitter, which is a good thing because you want your green tea to be bitter. Link it down below. Get you a bit. The Trader Joe's actually comes with a bigger package that contains single packets. It's just I throw that away to save space for storage. So first impression, you can see that they're in three different colors. The Trader Joe's one is super green. It's actually really appealing. The other two are kind of have this brownish type of undertone. The Sunfoods one has like way more brown, and then the Ujido one is somewhat in the middle. First one, it's kind of like a brown looking thing. To be honest, this may be good, but it's just physically not very appealing, especially if I make matcha for others. And the Ujido one is kind of in between the two. It is green, but it has a brown undertone. And the Trader Joe's green tea matcha powder is just so green. It's like very green. So part of it, like my suspicion, is the way they preserved it, like because it has antioxidants, sometimes like, colors do oxidize. So it's not a big problem for me. But just letting you know, if you do care, they do look a little bit different, especially if you use green tea for ceremonial reasons. Now let's try them out. First, we're going to try Sunfood Superfoods one. Let's see, this one. Cheers! It's very bitter. You can taste the tea. It's actually pretty good. It has a very bittery, earthy taste. I felt like this may not be for everyone just because it's very earthy, but it's actually pretty good. It's quite strong. You can taste the green tea leaves, which I actually really appreciate it. I love that green tea leaf taste. And it tastes very similar to regular green tea. So yeah, it's actually pretty good. I thought it was just gonna be like, too earthy, but it wasn't. It was like very refreshing. Now let's try the Ujido Ceremonial blend. This one, I wanna say, is not strong at all. If you're first to green tea matcha, maybe this one will be the one for you because it's not strong. It's not bitter. It's very smooth. But to my taste, because like we believe that more bitter it tastes is better. So I want to say this one is more like I don't know, it's not super bittery, I can't taste the green tea leaves. It's just very smooth of a type of powder. It's not strong at all. I don't taste that strong bitterness. I don't taste the strong caffeineness. I don't taste the strong earthiness. It's just like a smooth blend of drink. So I think if you want to try matcha but you are scared of that bitter taste, this may be the one for you. But if you are like me, who drinks matcha every single day, I personally don't prefer that one. All right, now let's try the Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's this one is super good. It's bitter, but it's not as bitter as the Sunfoods, but you can taste that green tea flavor. Like, green tea flavor is very strong. It's kind of like drinking green tea with a little bit of like the matcha powder aftertaste. Yeah, it's really good. But Trader Joe's is less bitter versus the Sunfoods. It's actually really bitter and it has an earthy aftertaste. So it depends on you. Some people may not be on for this one just because if you're not used to that earthy taste, if you're not used to drinking bitterness tea, then maybe try the Ujido blend. All right, so I think I have drank a significant amount from my cup already. So now we're gonna add in some milk to see like which one is great for making matcha latte. Just because something tastes really smooth or tastes really good or tastes bitter doesn't mean that it will taste the same after you add any like almond milk, coconut milk, regular milk, because some green tea matcha are really good with like making matcha latte versus others may be better like by just drinking it on its own. So personally, I prefer the Trader Joe's and Sunfoods one, and I prefer the Trader Joe's the most just because I know that Sunfoods has like, this one has a little bit of earthy taste that some people may not like. But if you're new to green tea, you could start with Ujido because this one is more smooth but less bitter. So I felt like it's not as dense as the other two. So now let's heat up some milk. I personally have a milk frother, but if you don't, you can heat up some milk on the stove or with microwave and use this milk frother, and it's really affordable. So you don't have to buy like a super expensive Nespresso milk frother, but it's definitely like more convenient that way. But I used this like milk frother, handheld milk frother for like 3 years until I got my first Nespresso. So there are different ways of making some milk foams. So let's try the milk. So as we're frothing some milk, I just want to caution you that although green tea is a little bit healthier than coffee, it does contain quite a bit of caffeine. Green tea matcha contains more than regular green tea when it comes to caffeine. So after I drank these condensed green tea, I felt like a little bit caffeinated already. Although like drinking green tea is a little bit different from drinking coffee, because coffee usually gives you this like jitterish feeling, but usually green tea doesn't because it has different antioxidants and it also contains L-theanine, which is really good. So it does give you energy, but not so much like anxiousness, which I really appreciate. Guys, I frothed some regular milk, and coconut milk actually goes really well with green tea. Just gonna put a little bit. So if you're a vegan, I personally don't drink oat milk just because oat milk actually spikes glucose a lot. So yeah, there we go. So I usually let it set a little bit or use my frother just to froth it up a little bit more. But look at this beautiful color. Look at this one and this one. So you can see that the Trader Joe's one and the Sunfoods one, the milk and the green tea formed two different layers versus the Ujido one actually just all like blended in. So I think it speaks a lot about the density of the liquid or of the matcha green tea. So the Ujido one is more smooth, but it's probably less strong. So we're gonna just blend it a little bit more. The milk. I feel like the Trader Joe's one is the strongest among the three. And personally, I do drink the Trader Joe's green tea matcha for caffeine intake because I can tell that I get really energized after drinking this one compared to Ujido one. And it's my first time drinking the Sunfoods one, so I'm really excited to see like if I can find a different version of green tea. All right, so let's do the taste test. All right, guys, now let's try out the matcha latte. I put the milk in there and I blended it again. After setting them for like a 1 minute, you can see the Trader Joe's green tea matcha latte, it still forms like a different layer with green tea at the bottom, milk at the top. With the Sunfood Superfoods organic green tea matcha powder, it also like formed something like this. So those two all form different layers, versus Ujido one kind of just blended in together. So definitely different density. First, let's try the Trader Joe's green tea matcha latte. Cheers. It tastes really, really good. The milk kind of neutralized the green tea bitterness, but still, you can still taste a little bit bitterness because it's relatively really strong. But it's not earthy. It's just that refreshing green tea bitterness, but it doesn't have an earthy taste. So now let's try the Sunfood's organic matcha powder, since this one has a similar density as the Trader Joe's. But look at this different color. It's just so different, right? It's hard to believe that they're a similar drink or the same drink. Like those three are the same drink. Can you believe it? So let's try this out. It's very, very, very earthy and strong. I feel like if you're a green tea drinker, this may be the one for you. But if you're not a green tea drinker, this is super strong and earthy, even with the milk. Unlike the Trader Joe's one, the milk didn't neutralize the earthy bitterness. Yeah, this one may not be the one for you unless you really, really, really like something really earthy. Okay, now let's try the Ujido one that's kind of blended in together. Oh, I have to reblend this again. Good thing I have a little. There you go. This one, I can only taste the milk. I want to say the Ujido one will be a really good one for beginners, because after I put in the milk, it's not bitter at all at the beginning anyways. And after I put into the milk, I can't really taste the green tea-ness of the matcha. You can taste a little bit, but it's just like very milky. It tastes like milk with a little bit of green tea flavor, versus these two still keeps its green tea flavor and the bitterness of the green tea, but this one is way too earthy, I guess, for a lot of people, especially if you didn't grow up drinking green tea. This one has an earthy taste, and the Trader Joe's one kind of is great in between. It's very strong, it's very bitter, but at the same time, it doesn't have this weird earthy taste. It's refreshing bitterness compared to the earthy bitterness. But I can see both of these wins just because like we all have different preference when it comes to green tea. But my personal winner would be Trader Joe's. So I will link it down below. I will put like a picture of what the packaging looks like. If you are interested, choose the one that doesn't have any regular like sugar and stuff, just pure green tea. It's a little bit pricier compared to like the green tea latte option, but you won't regret it. The look is so good, the color is so good, and if you have people over, you make them green tea, you kind of want it to look good, taste good. Superfoods organic matcha powder is not bad. It's definitely very like traditional green tea earthy taste, but this may be too strong for some people. And if you are not a green tea drinker but you want to start to dive into matcha, I can see you liking the Ujido one because it's more smooth. But traditionally green tea matcha, it is supposed to be more bitter, so this may not be the favorite. This is not my favorite. I guess this will be the least favorite just because I prefer that strong green tea, but it's not a bad product. If you prefer something smooth, this is like a beginner's entry-level green tea, I guess. That's it for today's video. Now I'm gonna drink 3 cups of green tea. I already feel the caffeine in my blood. I think it's from the Trader Joe's one, because Trader Joe's one, usually this one gives me really good energy, versus the Ujido is usually more smooth. I can drink the Ujido one and fall asleep right away, but Trader Joe's green tea matcha powder usually gives me a little bit of like, I'm ready to conquer the world type of feeling because of the caffeine. So yeah, but green tea matcha definitely has more caffeine than regular green tea, so be mindful of that. Thank you so much for watching to test green tea and make green tea latte with me. I hope this video is helpful to you. I have so much passion about matcha. I love drinking matcha on its own. I love drinking matcha green tea. I just love that flavor. I love the earthiness of matcha. I love that caffeine content of matcha, and I also love the refreshing green tea flavor. So I hope this video is helpful to you if you're on the market looking for a great green tea matcha powder to make matcha or matcha latte at home. Thank you so much for watching. Before you go, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, so the algorithm may push this video to more people so that they can understand, get informed about maybe choosing matcha a little bit beginner level. Subscribe and ring the notification bell, and also comment down below what kind of content you would love to watch in my channel. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching and support, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!